とか。出たな。
There's married couple stuff, a stupid argument, nothing specific.
口論。
No one knows how to push your buttons better than those you're close to.
まあ口論の末グラスゴーまで行ったってこと？
I haven't been into work. I guess I've just been waiting to hear from you, hear from my husband.
警察。
When you've been married for 10 years, stuff accumulates. We could argue about anything. And he's so nice. That doesn't help. He tries to smooth things over, and that just makes it worse. We're both passive aggressive, so we never normally argue directly about anything.
うん。
Yes, I'm fine. I won't be sick again. This happens some days. I'm pregnant.
感触的
It's
な
morning sickness.
集まりか。妊娠。口論。
No. Yes, we have arguments, but he never runs off. He always comes back. We make up. It's always that way.
口論になった原因は何だろうな。
Yes. He left after the argument. It was about 8 o'clock.
うん。
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out.
うん。
I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and
うん。
that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open,
ん？
saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
ちょっともう一回見ようか。
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone.
うん。
I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags.
あ、いいね、これ楽。うん。多分彼のお母さんが昔の話を はいはいはい。
That would, that would be before those boxes. Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. He wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly in the living room. Nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom. He wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor.
ダグとエレ
And
ノ
I
ア。
decided to come and see you. That enough?
何の死体だ？
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policemen. I found the body. His body. It didn't look real. And his throat. It looked like his throat had been cut.
ほ
And I didn't see his glasses. He has these thick glasses. He doesn't always wear. No. 1984 was an awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. The forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just awful.
ダグとエレノア？
1984 was an awful year in the end.
私たちはダグとエレノアと暮らしてて、赤ちゃんを失い、夏には両親を失った。私たちは
Just was just awful. Really? Okay. Here's the rest. Oh, they laid a body on the dock to dry. Oh, the wind and the rain. Till a fiddler with a fiddle came walking by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle bow of her long hair. Oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, he made a fiddle bow of her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And he made fiddle pegs of her finger bows. Oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, he made fiddle pegs from her finger bows. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle out of her breastbone. Oh, the wind and rain. The sound could pierce a heart of stone. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. But the only tune that the fiddle could play was oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, the only tune that the fiddle could play was oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Anything you sing may be used as evidence against you.
何今の。なんかちっちゃい頃に聞かされた歌とか。金色の髪か。彼、彼女。うん。
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. But she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind. But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending.
あ、そうなん
Is
だ。
that too much?
ラプンツェルってそういうお話だったんだ。
Well, she has a knife.
ナイフ。
She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die. It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure how it ends. He's ill. That's why she's sad.
うん。
Because he's ill and he might die. It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure how it ends. She's crying, I guess. She's sad because she thought she saw her husband with another woman. But it's okay, because she finds out it wasn't her husband, it was his brother. And so it's fine.
だから問題ない。だから問題ない。ああ、まあ。まあさっきの歌 の歌詞の一部になんか金色の紙で弦を作るみたいなあったと思うんですけど、金色の紙って言ったらブロンドの紙で、地元のお店ザ・ロックで働いている娘ヘレンがブロンドの子ですね。うん。
Okay, she's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules. Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity. Did they catch her there? I don't know. I hoover, I dust every week. Maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books. Cigarettes inside. And she still has them. I mean, last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage. And she still has a secret like that.
秘密か。秘密か。エレノア・ダグ。エレノア。
Yeah. I've been round to Doug and Eleanor's and they're very worried. I feel sorry for them.
サイモンの両親？
Yes. I speak with Eleanor at least once a day. Not that there's anything much to say. It's more just...
おっとっとっと。
Yes. I speak with Eleanor at least once a day. Not that there's anything much to say. It's more just...
この人演技めちゃめちゃうまくない？女優さんでしょ？違う、ダグか。
I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure.
なんかこの女優さんの喋り方はちょっとなんかロシアっぽくない？おう。
I got pregnant.
妊娠ね。
Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
二人を結婚させよう。なんか言い方あれじゃない？
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby. When we came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
うん。まあサイモンとこの女性は10年結婚生活をしてた。でまあ過去結婚するときに妊娠発覚してみたいな。
We couldn't afford our own place.
これじゃないの。ここ
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
うんうんうん
うん。No. I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months.
うん。
We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after.
流産してたのか。で最近まあこの事情聴取されている間ではもう妊娠していると。つわりがあったからね。
Then my parents died. It was the worst year of my life. The miscarriage and then
うん。
my parents.
なるほどね。結婚して8ヶ月後に流産し、両親が亡くなり。いい意見出ましたね。
Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself. I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that. My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV. Oh, TV was magical, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books.
まあラプンツェルみたいな感じだね。
Not drugs. I mean, he drinks, but never very much. He goes to the pub and has one or two. Sometimes we go together. He drinks wine with food, but no, he doesn't have any kind of drinking problem.
サイモンはパブにも行ってた。で、あったよね、何かの動画で。
Sure, I think.I do all the bills and paperwork and handle all the money stuff, so it should be easy for me to find. Do you want them dropped off to you? Yes, that's my birthday. Not one of the big ones, but I guess you can see that.
誕生日。
It was my birthday, like you said.We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
誕生日か。
No. Well, yes. You found out on my birthday.I told him I was pregnant. From when I woke up. Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up, and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake, children sang me happy birthday.
うん
Then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present,
うん
which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. Turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
うんなるほど。赤ちゃんのことで口論になったのか。俺の子じゃないみたいな。
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, the dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
うんプレゼント何だったか気になるよね。なんか気に食わなかった、気に入らなかったみたいな言ってたような気がするけど。
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror, a nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story.
うん
He made it specially for me.
あら素敵なプレゼントだと思うな。うんこの世に一つだけのプレゼント。
About 8 years back, it was a present to myself. I shouldn't even be drinking coffee with the baby. It's been hard trying to give it up. I think they say you can have 1 cup.
ダメじゃない？ダメなんじゃない？よくないんじゃない？カフェイン。
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back.
彼女
She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present, another mirror, just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open.
あら
She'd only meant to scare him off.
おお